In the English language adaptation of Twisted Wonderland, Ruggie refers to Leona by his first name, with no honorific, Your Highness, House Warden, and Boss. But on JP something fascinating happens in books 2 and 6. During the English version of book 2, Ruggie only refers to Leona as Boss inside their dorm. When Leona's plot is revealed, they act like they have nothing left to hide, with even unnamed Savanaclaw students referring to Leona as Boss, as if Leona is secretly running his dorm like a gang behind the scenes. In the original game, the exact opposite is happening. No one ever refers to Leona as Boss in book 2. Not even once. Ruggie not only never stops referring to Leona with an honorific, even as Leona is actively choking him to death, but when the extent of Leona's emotional damage is revealed, Ruggie actually refers to him as a form of you. And this is huge. In Japanese there are several forms of you, but none of them are as polite as referring to someone in the third person. Looking at earlier scenes again, House Warden and Your Highness were added to Ruggie's dialogue, but what he is originally doing is calling Leona by name, with an honorific, to his face as though they are discussing a different Leona who is not in the room. Since saying things like, if it's for Leona, and, I doubt that Leona can understand, to Leona himself is very odd in English, it obviously needs to get localized into, you, but in Japanese this is not only normal, it is polite. If you go to a store, the cashiers will refer to you as, customer-sama. Go to school, no one will ever refer to a teacher as anything but, name sensei, even to their face. If you have ever been watching an anime and wondered why you can definitely hear a character's name being said when it isn't anywhere in the subtitles, this is probably why. But after Leona's overblot, that is just what Ruggie does, referring to Leona as, Anta, a very familiar form of, you. It is like the seriousness of the situation causes Ruggie to drop their entire prince/pauper dynamic and approach him as an equal, or even as a superior. And it happens again in book 6 with Leona's surrender. It is a fascinating moment on JP and reveals far more about the usually unspoken depth of their relationship than the word boss. Note, the inclusion of Anta alone is not what is so revealing. Vil, for example, refers to everyone from Rook to Column with the same word, and it is not saying anything particular about those relationships because Vil uses it all the time, and Ruggie himself even uses it when referring to Cater and Riddle. It is the fact that Ruggie never went as far as to say it to Leona until his overblot. This might be insinuating that Leona's overblot resulted in a subtle shift in their relationship, and that Ruggie will now take the upper hand in certain situations and call Leona out on his behavior when he thinks it is necessary. English doesn't have varying degrees of you, of course, and since the English language game couldn't express this sudden change in intimacy by having Ruggie refer to Leona as Leona, because that's what he always does in English, the English adaptation decided to go in the opposite direction and has Ruggie shift from Leona to Boss, and back again over the course of book 2 instead.